Welcome back, Commander.
Death comes for us all.
Come on, death.
For you, not today.
Today is Valentine's Day. Yay! In true Viking spirit, I'm celebrating with a massacre and some beer. Let's go! God, I love this crummy guitar music. In fact, I hate it.
Hide amongst the stars. Rebuild and avenge us.
Yeah, because we rock. Yeah. What a bass line. Look at the paint jobs. So, you know, I want my mech to look shit brown. Because that's a really good colour. Everyone, when they look at my mech, they think, ah, I wonder what he painted that with. His own naturally made paint. Tried lovingly with his hands. Smash. Alright, that's the trailer of the day. Get me in the mood. One of the things YouTube's been doing to me recently is to pop me up these mech music videos, you know, like an hour or 2 hours of mech music, Mechwarriors, music from Mechwarriors. I just don't click on it at all. Sorry, YouTube. Sorry, Mechwarrior musicians. I imagine it to be more of that god-awful guitaring. I'm not up for it. Oh no. So I thought I might have a little look around the mech bay, show off what's inside. And then there's a 3-part mission to get some things exploding, just to chill with. So let's have a look what we've got in mech bay. This is left over from last mission, which is an infiltration mission. I don't know if you watched that one. But bless him, that's the Raven. I really like Ravens. I love them for the sensor suite. That's a home. This I think is a. I think that's a Ark. I think that's a 70-ton missile boat that I use. And this is. Yeah. So yeah, I know my mechs. I'm like an expert. There's up top here. It'll tell us. There's a computer up in the office that tell us what they all are. Oh, it's Annihilator. That's 100-ton animal mech. The Raven we know, yeah, we know that one. So this is the Annihilator. My first and only 100-ton mech. So I highlight him. There he is. He's got a big walking Mohican. This thing is annihilating. It's got an enormous amount of massive weapons on it. It's got loads of armour, but you know, armour 600 and something or other, firepower 170, and it's kick-ass mech. Look at all those heavy rifles. But it's fantastically slow. It moves at 32 kilometers per hour. Everybody has to walk at half speed to stay in formation with it. There's no point being with it if you're not adding its firepower to the team. So you are walking at the speed of your slowest unit. Ah, dear. But that said, so in its initial loadout, instead of the heavy rifles, it had some short-range LBX shotguns. But it's so slow, it never gets into short range with anything, so I've slapped it out with some long-range guns, and it's doing alright. There is now, interestingly, it's got Mohican. I'll show you in a second. We'll go and have a look. Alright, this is a Black Knight. Oh yeah, that was an ARC. So that's my missile boat. So this is a black something or other. It's a hero mech. It's pretty nifty. It's a BLR. What do they call it? I don't know. It's got a name, but I don't know what it is. It'll come to me. 85 tons of pretty serious death. A couple of PPCs, four lasers, and some short-range missiles. Competent. Does a good job. This one. I like it. Battle Master. There you go. That's what it's called. Yeah, good solid mech. It's probably a hero mech. If not, I've got another one that isn't. Doesn't do anything special. I like in my, what I really like in my hero mechs is ECM. Is radar. I'd like ECM and Beagle probes. Is all the sensor suites, and but you know, nice weapons loadout like that's got. That's fine. Armor 500, firepower 104. Is that 124? 104. Respectable, very respectable mech. You know, 85 tons. I've got 95 tons. They've got less armor and less damage than that. There's a little Raven. So this is the Annihilator. Have a look at this. Have a look at his Mohican above his head. That's the cockpit up there and his hairdo. And his punk hair. It's where the pilot sits. And this is the ARC thing. Now, this is a 70-ton truck. It's got loads of LRMs. What I noticed, what I like about this one, is I use it for my newbie pilots to train them up. What's really good, it never takes any damage. It persistently comes out of the end of missions without a scratch on it. Not even a scratch on the paintwork. Look at that one. All the others are battered. So yeah, the ARC, I'm quite liking it. There's room for most of these mechs to have, for me to stick some extra guns on. Just to up, you know, more powerful. Like I've got LRM 3s or medium laser 4s, tier 4s. I could chuck on all of these things. They get me sort of an extra 2 or 3 damage to the firepower. And this firepower is pretty good already, 137, and his armour isn't so bad at 400. But I just can't be bothered. You know, I've got the gear, I've got plenty of it to go. It takes a few days to stick it on. It's going to take like 30 days or something when I want to go on a mission pretty much now. And they're small bit, and then it's small beer. Talking of beer, cheers. Skull. Yeah, so it's small beer. I mean, at some point I will. I'll get round to it. Yeah, it's nice, but I kind of think as well they're always going to get shot off. I'm like, what's the point of sticking on this fantastically high gear piece of equipment that's just going to get shot off? If it's centre torso, like those medium lasers in the bottom, quite happy to stick things on there. That's never going to get shot out. But the arms are always getting blown off. But do I really want to put super expensive gear on their arms? And the flip side of that is, if I don't put it on, it'll never get used. It'll just sit in the inventory. It's not doing any good there. You know, even if it gets blown off, it's got used for a little while rather than just doing nothing. But there we go. I can't be bothered. The bottom line is, quite a few of those I could tweak the weapons a bit, but that's fun for another time. So a nice view of the mech lab. Thought we'd have a look round. That's what I've got in the front loadout today. I assume that when you look at your battle mech screen, the top 4 mechs is what's in the is what's on display there in the hangar. That's what I'm thinking. That's my guess. So I thought, oh well, before we get to that three missions, let's have a pop at this one. I'm doing everything House Marek at the moment. I'm focusing on House Marek to get the reputation up. I have got some campaign action for House Marek to do. I don't know which DLC it was that gave it to me, but I do have it, and I haven't done it. And as usual, I really want to go into those with as much mech salvage rights as I can get, because that's what I think I'm going to get, bigger mechs. But invariably, you know, all my mech upgrades are bought. Oh look, Captain Squires is injured. You would be. I'm levelling him up. He's up to 49 out of 57. He levels up quite fast. He's come up from about 30 since I've had him, which isn't that long. He's my 4th pilot. He's the guy, or he might even be, he's my 5th pilot. He's the guy who gets called in when somebody's injured. So I'm kind of levelling him up too, so that, not that I expect any of my boys to get injured, especially not Big Head in his stupid helmet. Certainly wouldn't send him in first. So I've got my 2nd rifleman. Look, I've got 2 riflemans. I mean, I could even equip both of them into the team instead of having that brawler champion. So there's the Victor. He's a special mech for a special person. He's got ECM, and my thinking with ECM is that the longer they don't detect me, the more chance I have to take them out piecemeal to fight them individually and not in a big swarm. I'd like to, you know, if they all come at me one at a time in an orderly queue, that suits me fine. What I don't want is to get 2 mobs of enemy mechs at the same time, all jumping on me. I don't want that. I'm going to take them out piecemeal. There's Captain Dilbert with his hat. Another bloke's got googly eyes. What can you do? That's the crew.
Prepare for BattleTech departure.
Unless you boys want to, and girls, want to co-op with me, then I can insult you instead. No, then I can have a decent crew.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online.
Attractive,
All
not
systems
deformed physically.
Enemy forces have established a base somewhere in this area. We've been contracted to burn it to the ground and leave nothing left to be used by hostile forces. Good hunting.
Spider.
Contact battle mech.
And straight into the action. 2 mini spiders. Well, I'm tempted just to sit back here and let that arc
Target acquired.
Mech tango down.
have all the fun, but as you can see, it's somewhat quicker if I do it.
Target
Yeah.
destroyed.
You know, I feel like I'm showing off putting this on YouTube. That felt good. That won't happen every fight, but it did feel good. I'm having a look at the mini-map, I know what we're doing. Reach target garrison at March
There's your target
checkpoint.
objective,
Probably
Commander.
blow it up
Why
when you
don't
get
you go
there or
over and
something.
introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Commander.
Incoming battle mechs. Be advised that you are approaching
Ooh.
private property.
Ooh, that's too much. I'm backing off. There's like 4 mechs and some stuff firing at me
Target acquired.
all at once. Don't like it. So this is one of those ones where you've got to blow up the town. There's going to endlessly spawning mechs and tanks coming at me, so there's no point hanging around. Don't get any money for killing them. Yeah, kill pays no more.
Wilco.
So
Focusing
what I want to do
fire.
is get the numbers down, so they're not just going to wipe me out. And get in there and smash up that town and get out. So I'm keeping moving as well. The AI,
Mech destroyed.
the enemies,
Target acquired.
in fact all AI, have a hit penalty for a moving target. So even if I'm just moving backwards down an easily predictable line, I don't know, 1 mile an hour, I'm harder to hit.
Nice kill,
The
Commander.
chances of them missing, suddenly they've got a miss chance as I'm moving. If I'm standing still sniping, trying to get the best shot, I'll take more damage.
System offline.
So yeah, I'm trying to keep moving, even if it's just really minimal movement. I'm trying to keep moving all the time. Oh, there's one more down there. Oh, how'd you like that, mate?
Critical. Target acquired.
I should drink more.
Destroyed.
That was a case of drink driving. I didn't mean to fall off that again. So, to destroy this town, my favourite way to do it is obviously to walk through it. I'd make it big enough to just destroy buildings. It doesn't seem to hurt. It doesn't do any damage. One of the things I like to walk through is the walls. The walls that consistently get between me and shooting whatever's spawning, you know, whatever mech counterattack is coming. These walls are always getting in my way. So I quite like just walking through them. You know, a mission like this where you're getting, where the idea is to smash down all the infrastructure. You thought they wouldn't really care about their walls,
New target
but they do.
We'll go. Focusing fire.
I'm using a lot of focus fire. It's F1, F1. Select all mechs, take my target. So I want these things to go down. Get rid of his axe, for example. I don't want him to get an axe.
Tango down.
When there's multiples of targets, that's when it really matters. You know, so instead of one of my mechs running off into the next valley to shoot a small laser turret, he's joining his firepower on to whatever target everyone else is shooting and taking it down before it can do much damage. So I'm mad for it. I'm convinced that works. And I strongly recommend it.
Go. Focusing fire. Enemy mech destroyed.
acquired.
We
Yeah.
have your target,
Keeps
Commander.
being an enemy. Use my heat.
My target eliminated.
Target
Let's burn it down.
That's not a rifleman. That's the same as me. I've got loads of really big friends. He's got one very tiny one. My friends, my loads of friends live inside my computer, and I get to turn them on and off.
Of this area remains.
I love it. It's a sad day on Valentine's Day to be out massacring stuff. But you know, I love it. And then with my one true love, giant metal robots and laser beams.
heat critical.
HQ is taking heavy fire. We need assistance. The fuel tank just exploded.
On this Valentine's Day, here's the dilemma. Engagement ring or new graphics card? Yeah, think about that one.
Fire on the commander's
Let me know in
target.
the comments which of those you're gonna do. Which of those calls wins? Engagement ring? Graphics card. What do you think, boys? Is she worth it?
That's it, Commander. You completely destroyed this area.
4090.
Great
My
work.
wife.
Best get to the evac point now before
Oh,
more
path of true love.
reinforcements arrive.
Right, she said get out of here. Oh, he's not where he dropped me off, so let's go to
We're
get
on
the
it,
mechs and get
boss.
there. Oops, missed. I was a bit hopeful that was going to be another one-shot kill. I was going to be
Target acquired.
gloating. But, no. So the temptation here is to make myself some breathing spaces to kill all those mechs as fast as possible and then run for the dropship.
Target acquired.
But I think experience teaches me that as fast as I kill them, more spawn. And the tactic here is run for the dropship and let your teammates scrap out wherever they're going to scrap out. When I watch people play co-op, I notice they do that too. They send one of their team off to get to the chopper, because it only takes one of you to get there to to complete the mission, and then they'll have somebody poised next to the dropship ready to end the mission at a moment's notice. Presumably everything's going pear-shaped.
Oh, the reactor on my kill is about to go crit!
Target acquired.
See, those things, they should be one shot for an alpha strike. If I hit them right, they just explode. If I miss or shoot like a little schoolgirl, not the case. That's a much bigger Vindicator. That's about 80 tons of death, bigger than me. I'm going to retreat up to. I'm going to fight backwards. As I said, I'm trying to keep moving. And mainly, I want this fight. I don't need this fight. I just can't want to. My wingmen are going to come up behind him and shoot him back anyway. I don't want to go in yet. I'll sit just outside it. Shoot up some mechs for a laugh. I'm not going to get any experience points or any money for it.
Cannot comply. Invalid target.
Just the lols. Knowing I took another one with me.
Enemy destroyed.
No. He fears your helmet. You all do.
You're clear to board at Mech.
Yeah, with a face like yours, mate. That's why you're playing Mechwarrior on Valentine's Day too. Big helmet back there. There you go, I mean, Valentine's Day Massacre. So look at that, mythical, level 15, paying out 3 million, sounds good, I'll take it. $12 scraps, nothing is it, useless. I'd like to have a little scroll down in case there's something, collector mission-ish. Like a supercharge or a mask turbo boost or sensors or something. So there we go, let's get them fixed. But also let's go and have a look at them. I'm going to go and inspect the battle damage. Got mangled as usual. Excuse me. So that little chap he's like as small as me. That's the one I drive. That's the that's the Victor. 80 tons. Here's the Ark, 70 tons. Barely a scratch on it. Yeah. Bit of soot maybe. This fella, 60 tons, brawler, utterly mangled. Every time I take this out, it gets beaten stupid. There's mine. Rifleman, sniper, didn't do too badly. Took some knocks. Champion, melted. As always. And that's my 270 ton, I think that's level 11 missions loadout. So one of them. One of my 200, this is a pretty common favourite loadout of mine. Essentially just because I get to play that rifleman. That one here on the left, look. Because I like these 4 big guns, I love it. Old mangled face. Oh, I could take some hits. And let's find out where the next contracts are. Before we go, that's where we are in Ankalina. We're going to go to Keeling. I think you see that 3 mission job here. House Marek against the bottom one. House Marek versus the pirates. Don't mind being at war with pirates. I'm going to take some of these. So War Dog, I've done all the War Dogs. I've got all the maximum. I've got all the upgrades from it, but it's free money. I'll take it. Equipment Collector. He wanted 3 ECMs. I'm just going to check my equipment, see if I've got it. I think I have. Hang on, this is wrong. It's very wrong. This is purchase. This is what the shop's got. I need sell. What I've got. So hang on. Yes, I've got 6. I can EW countermeasures. I've got 6. I can easily sell 3. So I tend to only take these equipment collections and mech collector for that matter if I know I've got it in stock. If I know it's just an instant take it like now, win it. But that's just so much easier than, you know, filling up my jobs list with a load of stuff that takes forever. When I could have, you know, regular rolling easy kills, treasure hunter, Warzone. You're just gonna keep smashing those out, and they pay millions and they give you extra loot. So on to the next sector, Keeling. The name of the game. The 3 mission extravaganza. Now, why I like 3 missions, Scorched Earth, Warzone and Raid, are going to be the 3 game types. I didn't used to like them. They're always, you know, you have to have enough mechs in your inventory to be able to last 3 missions. You know, it's 3 mech teams of the right tonnage that you're comfortable and enjoy playing. But why I like them now, because I've got that, is look at the salvage shares. So those 5 salvage shares, plus the 3 points you're going to get just for being there, are cumulative. Each map, if I don't spend my points, they carry over. So by level 3 of this, if a big mech, a really big mech, drops on level 3, I'll have the points. You know, by the 3rd mission, if I haven't taken something I really wanted, I'm going to have a bum load of points to spend. So why not?
Nearly there, Commander. Approach the hidden objects to pick it up. Enemy forces have a series of
really?
warehouses in the area that our employer wants destroyed. Move to the marked nav points and take them out. There is a high amount of hostile activity in the area, Commander, so don't stick around any longer than you have to. Brilliant. Payload acquired.
Where's her accent from? What do you think? Oh, hill. Let's get up that hill. I love being on top of hills. Here, a helicopter. And of course, giant thudding footsteps. You can hear that too.
Target acquired.
Oh, it's right here. Hello, mate.
Target destroyed.
You never see me. So yeah, I love hills. Look at this hill. Great. Look at this lovely vista. Might even attract some bad guys to come and try and take me on.
Target acquired.
Snowy. Not going to overheat much here. It's not like those lava hell planets. Quite like that. I like the furs. The furs are annoying. These trees, they're annoying to try and shoot them because the laser doesn't go through them. You know, my Alpha Strike doesn't Alpha Strike. Alpha Strike to the face, which is obviously my first shot, which is all guns to the enemy's face, instantly killing him in the first shot of the combat. Doesn't work, it's got a tree right in the way. Or it doesn't work because I'm a bad shot. I'm blaming the trees. So I mean, did I even hit him? Deforestation, that's what I like. Look at all the trees I can burn down.
Splash target.
So laser beams aren't an instant shot, as you can see here. They kind of, you have to keep the beam on your target to get the damage. But I can just wave them around and use them to cut off trees and do my bit for the environment. This is one of the, this is a not enough CO2 planet. We've got to burn more wood. It's terraforming. You see, it's very cold. You've got to burn all the wood, heat the planet up. It's good, necessary. Destruction is good for the environment.
Target acquired.
Target is down.
Destroyed.
Once you've found the targeted asset,
Ooh,
move
have a
up to
clicky.
it, and we'll begin the
I'll
recovery
take it.
procedure.
So my least favourite
That's
one
close
is
enough.
reload all my
Ready to
weapons.
start pickup operation.
You never have enough ammunition.
Package acquired.
You know, if I'm driving a laser tank, it doesn't carry any ammunition. There's something in that crater to our left. If you have a look at the mini map in the centre, that's where we're headed. The red dot, the red target. I'm trying to get the angle where I can see into that crater base, rather than walk right in at point blank, bump into umpteen mechs at close range and take a lot of damage off them. I'm trying to get the sniper angle. So up here might be good. Not so much. Looks like we're kind of going in. Again, give myself the maximum chance for sniper angles. Not feeling it. I wonder if that satellite dish is the target. Oh, there's a mech in there.
Target eliminated.
Oh, it's two next to me. Really? Right, everybody target one. Yes, poleaxe.
Red tango down.
Oh, he's going down like flies.
Target acquired.
Maybe there's more mechs in here. That's some bad shooting.
Target destroyed.
Not luckily, I have some friends. Imaginary friends.
Archer.
I'm going to blow that up, yeah. I'm not looking through that because that's exploding. It'd be nice to have some real friends who liked me. Hope for him.
Tango eliminated.
It'd also be nice to have some real friends who
That's
would
one
play
less
this co-op
target.
with me. Drop me a line in the comments if you've got this, like me, haven't co-opted it. I brought it for my mate to play with me while it was in the. I brought it for a couple of mates actually to play with me. One actually never going to play with me, and the other one he gave it a go, but he got really put off by the coordination. He wasn't doing very in the first few maps. He was getting smashed up a bit. Frankly, I was having the same problem. The first few games I played of this, I wasn't acing fights at all. I was, you know, if I was coming out of the fight at all, I was coming up badly mangled. But I think I've got my eye in now. I'm pretty good with the movement, hit things. And it does help having your tanks loaded out the way you like them. You know, so if you want to be a sniper, you've got a sniper technology aboard, you've got the right weapon systems on there to complement your play style. that helps, you know, a massive amount. You know, as a sit back with long range missiles, for example, you've got to have a tank that's got loads of long range missiles so it's going to be effective. Not a tank that's got one small long range missile launcher and then a load of short range weapons and stuff so it can have in there. So popping up the left hand side again, I'm trying to keep the maximum distance and trying to get the height so I've got line of sight and keep the maximum distance between these two targets. My nightmare scenario is that I trigger all the mechs from both of those two camps, which are quite close together, all at the same time. I'm going to raise this camp to the ground to see if I can blow things up since I'm in range. I mean, why not? And it might trigger some guys to attack us. It might blow up some objectives, or it might just take all the walls down, giving us clear line of sight for any fight we get into when we do get there. Yeah, heat management's fine. I'm just gonna bit of destruction. Look at that kind of flare, diffraction flare when the PPC lands. EMP blast, or whatever it is.
Scratch that target off the list.
Do the same over. Oh, I hit some explosive tank. Well, if you're not bored of this by now, I might be getting to the point where I'd rather die in a blaze of glory than nibble brickwork of some enemy camp. Can you hear a helicopter? Is there something out there? Alright, there we go.
Target crash.
We flushed something. Whoops.
Wilco,
F1, F1, I was trying to press,
focusing
not
fire.
Ground was, but I liked it. Wow.
Target acquired.
Crush him. Shooting at a crab, 50 ton paint of metal.
Watch it now. My last kill's about to explode.
Oh, that's a shame. We'll miss it.
That makes a jump out now.
Oh, they're really creamy, weren't they? Oh, I missed. Unlike me, who's not doing his job properly. Come on. How's your leg?
Enemy mech destroyed.
Target.
Detecting targeted battle mech
So this
in
is
the
the
area.
exact scenario I didn't want, which is all the mechs from both bases attacking at the same time.
Coordinating
It
our
seems to have
attack.
turned out good. And whoever's got that big, whoever's shooting this one balls, I'm liking your targeting.
Target acquired. New target blackjack.
Enemy mech down.
Yeah.
Coordinate
Stay there.
fire on the commander's target.
There's a Jenna, 35 tons, something like that. It's not going to last long. They're actually, Jennas are pretty, for the weight class, are pretty dang good. Especially if you get a good loadout on them.
Target.
Tango down.
Very
Target
fast.
destroyed.
I mean, for their weight class, they're tanky. And you can get some cool guns.
Target neutralized. Hostile transport ship coming in. That's the last of the targets, Commander. Now get back here before hostiles converge on your position. That matches the class of VTOL we're after. Take it out.
Target destroyed.
Ah, one down.
Ooh.
Target received. Engaging.
Brave, wasn't he?
Target destroyed.
Yeah, that was a bit suicidal, that one, mate. You didn't want to do that. Bad tactics on your part. Coming over that, cresting that hill onto all those mechs. Very silly.
Welcome back, Commander. Stand by for extraction.
Thanks, yeah, I will. I like the way the thrusters kind of wobble. So I was looking at them as we go underneath it. The kind of unstable thrusting. I'm not going to think about what I just said. Forming creds. Some, see, 31 tons of salvage, 31 units of salvage. Is there anything there I really want, or can we let it go? Claim salvage items from the battlefield. Unused shares carry over to the next mission. I mean, is there anything here I want? If there's nothing here I want, I'll let it ride.
We're reading heavy weather warnings out there, Commander. Expect limited visibility and sensor malfunctions on this mission.
Sensor malfunctions. Right, so I've got to take a different loadout this time because all my guys are being repaired. Just checking what the mission is. It's additional leather armour. It's defence. So we're going to go somewhere and defend it. Big mechs. Big mechs. Some of my biggest. That's my favourite assault mech. It's small for an assault mech, but it's got a couple of PPCs and a Gauss, so it's pretty good at sniping. So we got the Marauder. I like the look of Marauders too. It's not just I like the weapon systems. I like the style. That's what I think a mech should. Mech trying to look like a human, not so much. Marauder, yeah. So we've got the Marauder, the Annihilator, they're massively slow but heavily armed dude, and a 95 ton to go with a 100 ton Banshee hero mech with quite a lot of armour, quite a lot of damage. Not intensely special. He's not. I'm not madly in love with Banshees as a platform, and some of them are terrible. I've had Banshees that are just worse than 70 tonners. Worse than 60 tonners in terms of the amount of armour they've got and the amount of weapons they've got. You're not getting anything in return for it. Not super fast. They're just chod fillers. Oh, I need to have 95 tons to make up my loadout. I'll chuck
We
in
have a
this
few friendlies
stupid
here on
waste.
rotation, but they will need our assistance defending this station from incoming hostile forces. Move out.
Challenge. Get out of this base
Nothing
without
on
crushing
scopes at the
anything.
moment, but don't get comfortable. Hostiles have been reported in the area.
Enemy forces closing in.
Hostiles are escalating their assault on your position, Commander. Be careful.
We haven't got an Australian pilot, have we? We haven't got. I'd quite like the guy who repairs stuff in the mech lab. I wish he had a Scottish accent, you know, so he could be Scotty from Star
Commander's
Trek.
target group off.
You know, the same kind of moaning.
New target, Phoenix Hawk.
Pow. And shooting. So at least he's shooting. So that's the Annihilator firing off those big shots, just one after another. Wow. That's my Gauss rifle. Those spangly light shows. Doesn't do much heat. So the nice thing about the Gauss is I can keep firing without overheating. You know, I don't have to do my PPCs. Pretty soon I'm overheating as usual. The Gauss you can just keep going with. He's coming under my head if I don't move, so I'm going to run forwards. Hope he missed me. Or I think he hit me.
All units receiving heavy fire.
Yeah, how do you like that?
Enemies just flattened the warehouse.
Ah,
Target acquired.
that's very unfriendly of him.
New target.
They're spawning them on the opposite sides of this town, of this base. I daren't walk through it again. I think I do more damage than enemy just shooting it up.
New target cataphract.
I think Cataphract's about
We have
70
your
tons
target,
of
Commander.
suicide machine. I think they're okay. I think I've laid out before. I've been comfortable with the 70-ton machines. But against us boys, it's suicide. He's on his own.
Reconnaissance
Target,
flights
250
show
miss.
increased enemy presence in the vicinity. Be on the lookout for further hostiles.
I said I scratched the paint on mine. No, yellows. Oh yeah, hellies.
That VTOL is on our list of targets. Let's make our quarter.
Emergency
They're
generator
quite tanky,
destroyed.
these big helicopters. Those two PPCs, they
Looks
didn't
like
get
you've
it.
got their attention. I'm showing multiple hostiles incoming on your position.
Target destroyed.
I sent that pilot to an early grave.
Something like that. Try not to shoot the building.
Base HQ is being targeted by the enemies.
Target acquired.
Enemy destroyed.
New target dervish.
Haven't driven a dervish. Don't know much about it. I think it's 55 tons. That's about as much as I know about the dervish. Some of those 55-ton mechs are quite tanky, like the hunchback, 50 ton or something.
Target acquired.
Very tanky. Oh, this is a thunderbolt.
Incoming missile.
I don't know what that is. 65 tons, 75 tons, don't know, 60, 70. Respectable mech. But
Hostiles are focusing on the facilities. Engage the hostiles
It's
to draw
quite
them
tanky.
off the buildings.
there's a lot of tanks, there's a lot of mechs I shoot are dead by
Mercenary.
now. What kind of hits?
New target thunderbolt.
He's going to need a lot more.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
Your
Yeah.
resistance is pulling in
That's a lot
more
of targets
hostiles from the
all
surrounding
destroyed.
area.
Confirmed, Commander. Moving on target.
That dervish has done well, he's still alive.
Target acquired.
It's the heavies.
Lost all firepower. Gotta eject.
Target destroyed.
Yeah, that's what the AI does.
Targets is flying in.
When all the guns have been shot off, they eject. They don't stick around.
Engaging shared target ID.
Just get the mech out alive, they eject. That's some pretty bad shooting in mine. That's it. Oh, he's still taking a beating, this Wolverine. These are sort of using the Gauss for a bit, closed down.
My target eliminated.
Good.
Target acquired.
One more to kill. One more for mission.
It's about to explode.
Well done, Commander. The area is secure.
That's good news. I like my area secure. That's not true. I like my area's insecure, in need of securing. Take a little breath. Ah, like a moment in my isolation tank. It's relaxing. Finally, all gone quiet. They're still mythical. Payout 3.3 mil. 62 unused shares. How about that? So this guy, whatever he is, 70 tons with only the head missing for 5 million. Now at this point I got to think, am I going to get, if I take 32 out of this, next mission, am I going to get enough scrap, enough salvage to use up all of my salvage points if I don't take something now? So I'll take that one now. There you go, Skill Boy. He was on, I think, 47 when we started 2 or 3 missions ago. He's now on 50, so he's going up levels fast. Or maybe he's on 49. Don't know, but anyway, he's going up levels fast, which is a good thing. Get them repaired. I think there's luck. Let's get him out of my inventory, this salvage mech. I don't want him sitting there. It costs money to be in that inventory. I'm not going to use it. Before we deploy, we're going to need to have a look at the damage. Look at that. Mad Cat got some scorches. Look at this. Who's that fella? That's the Victor. Who's been scored. And look at this. So this is the arc. These two undamaged. What happened there, eh? The slackers. They weren't in that fight, were they? The Annihilator. Not a mark, not a scratch on it. What the hell? It does say it's taken some damage, but it doesn't look like it has. Oh, assassination mission, okay. And go with my usual loadout. 2 heavies and 2 assaults. The rifleman, the Victor, the Arc, and the champion. And it makes sense for my champion, the one that's always getting smashed up, to put him on the pilot with the most dodge and defense skills. But at this point, that's most of them. They're all pretty hot. Captain Squires, he's only going to level up. I've got him on the Arc, which means he won't get hurt. Honest.
Attention. Prepare for BattleTech departure.
How are my sensors?
Warning. Hangar doors opening. Stand clear.
How are my reactors?
Reactor online.
Oh.
Sensors online.
Oh.
Weapons online.
Systems?
All systems nominal.
Intel is spotty on this one. Our best estimates put the target at any one of the marked locations on the map. You'll have to get eyes on the target before we can identify them.
Look at this map.
Someone wants this one dead, and we're
Yes.
happy to oblige.
Only one way through it. There's a tiny little path that's going to lead me all around the garden path to get out down to those yellow targets. If I go all the way to the end here, we go down this really narrow canyon. I've had jump jets, so I can sort of jump off the edge, but just not really. Yeah, they're giving us the run around on this map. Luckily, we haven't taken the Annihilator, who does it all at 2 miles an hour. They are going to make us. Tempted to video edit it. There we go, treble speed. Yeah, well. Here's what it is. There you go. There's the targets.
I'm detecting unidentified mechs in the
I like the pace of this game.
enemy mech
The
destroyed.
maps are small enough. There's never really a dull moment. There's not many seconds that go. Look at this guy without his head.
Took one down.
There's not really any dull moments. There's not often that with the heavier mechs, with the ultra heavy mechs that move really slowly, I'm starting to get dull moments. You know, points where it takes me 2 or 3 minutes to walk across a map where I don't see anyone or shoot anything. But otherwise, the pace of this is pretty good. There's constantly targets. There's constantly things for me to react to. There's not really very many seconds between me smashing something.
Target
About
acquired.
seconds.
Target destroyed.
One over this, squash, seconds. So yeah, it's a pretty well paced game. An actual time spent, these maps are over and done with in what, 10 minutes? Sometimes 5, maximum 20. I think in other games I'm spending 4 or 5 hours on a level. It's a fast paced game. Or at least it's an arcade paced game. It might not be an arcade game, but it's arcade paced, if you see what I mean. If I had a beer, if I blather, I don't care. I'm not self-conscious. I'm a little drunk. One beer. Valentines Day. From anyone's. Now, I'm a little bit ahead of my guys. What I want to do is to, before we step out at the end of this on canyon, they've been wasting our time making us drive down. I want to get into better formation because, as you can see, they're in the camps like 1,000 meters. It's pretty much engagement range. PPCs, they've got the rings to start shooting from there. It could be kicking off just as we come out of the canyon. It will be kicking off just as we go out of the canyon, I would have thought. I'd like my guys in close formation.
Splash target.
Walking over artillery. Some of these missions, sometimes they go, the artillery switches off. You're not expecting
Looks
that,
like
it
we got
catches
some
you out.
bad intel. Our target is not here. Let's hope we have better look at the other locations.
They play the higher experience maps, which is Tonnage 270, probably level 11 or something, out of 15 or 14. When you play the high experience maps, they add extra complexity to the levels that isn't just bigger or more enemies. They have extra
Confirmed,
tasks,
Commander.
extra
Moving on
things
target.
switch on. You know, at this point, for example, the artillery might always switch
Enemy
on.
mech destroyed.
Yeah, they're essentially extra layers of complexity the higher level you play.
Tango down.
New target trebuchet.
Priority target received.
Let's have that one.
Target destroyed.
Shot him up. Doing alright for headshots today. There's 2 on this map so far. Shoots a wall down. I like those walls down. It just means I can see what's behind it.
Wrecked.
Oh, he was shooting at it. She must have got it. seeing anything up there. And it's the same logic as before, you know, the walls are down. If there's anything behind it, I might get a chance to see and shoot it from here. It might provoke something to come and attack us, at which point
Target acquired.
that'd be good.
Target is
We've got a
down.
good defensive position.
I'm
And
showing
ultimately, when I
nothing on
drive
scopes
by
that
it
can be
in a minute,
identified as our targets. We'll have to move on to the next nav point.
I'll either drive by in a second. They've got no cover to hide behind. So I can get all 4 guns, all 4 tank guns on one target at the same time.
Haha! Target eliminated.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Oh, hill! I love hills. Have I mentioned that? I don't like those orbital cannons, though. They shake me. They cause a kind of earthquake every time they fire. You know, for me trying to snipe. That's all bad. This guy kills her. Target rich environment. Oh, neck.
Target purple mech. Target destroyed.
Tango down.
Target acquired.
More mechs.
Good kill, Commander. That mech is going critical.
Yeah.
New target javelin.
That's why I pay you. You say such nice things. Your big elephantitis.
Enemy mech eliminated.
Let's keep rolling. One more base to check. What's this? Oh, this is an assassination. So we're going to go up there looking for the target. We'll assassinate him. We'll kill all the mechs around there. Then we'll have a dropship. And on the way to the dropship, an enemy dropship, a small one, will try and prevent us from escaping. I predicted that future. Oh, and of course, victory. Like what you didn't get lying down there in your face, mate. Getting the sniper's way in, you know, trying to keep the maximum distance while getting line of sight, so we get some height while I stand. Might stop here, let the others catch up. See if something wants to rush out at us. Oh, he's lost one on there.
Target acquired.
Threat eliminated.
Target signed. All units, weapons free.
Target destroyed.
3 weapons? Ooh, that's fine.
Enemy destroyed.
Target acquired. Target
Brain.
destroyed.
Engaging shared target ID.
Huh? Who just shot me? The BBC.
Incoming
That's the guy
missile.
we're here to kill.
New target grasshopper.
70 tons of
Got
grasshopper.
our main guy. Good
Good
job.
Acquired.
Now let's get you all home. Head to the evac point.
Look at Wolverine, he's getting some headshots. The AI is
That
smacking
battle
him.
mech is marked for destruction.
Acquired.
Smacked him down. There's still quite a lot of mechs happening.
New target blackjack.
Focus target updated.
Target mech eliminated.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
3 buckets. Dropship house on the left. Where we came.
going critical.
Right, so look, here's the, I think this is interloper between us and the way out. French fan. It's been a long time since I've actually driven one of them. I had quite a few of them, maybe Mechwarrior 2 or Mech Commanders, but I haven't really done it in this game yet. And I'm liking the way they're so hard to kill. I mean, I know he went down pretty quick, but it's a 50-ton mech. If I was driving him at the beginning of the game, we start as a 50-ton mech. If I was driving him at the beginning of the game, I'd be pretty pleased. Very survivable. Bet you can take more damage than the mech I'm driving or the champion. The 60-ton other one. The woman's got, for example. Just going a little bit further on the off chance that something else is going to spawn for me to shoot. This is the last of 3. I want the maximum scrap, the maximum salvage, because we've got all those unused points to spend now. We want things to spend it on. I'll show you what there is. Then I'm going to pack it up and pass out. Obviously I've had a whole beer and rather than smack my wife up on Valentine's Day because it was Stella, I'll pass out gracefully. But here we go. 61 salvage points, so there's any of the mechs. PPC 3, I'll take that, that'll get used. And then most of the mechs. Not all. Oh, thanks. 3.3 million. And C's. And a tidy haul of mechs to sell. Not particularly, and you know, not very stressful. Not very stressful gameplay. Sat through that one. I'm well within. You know, I'm playing fairly easy levels. Just grinding up the Marek trip. And as you can see, if you have a look at my C bills up the top there, 70 million, that's my path to mech upgrades. Is to get a lot of money and then fly off into the deep space to an industrial complex and see what random drops, what random mechs are to sell. Right folks, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. Squad dismissed. Thank you for coming, Commander.